Hey Flosstube!
Hi Flosstube, we're the Stitchin' Misfits.
We're coming at you today with our plaid mugs.
Clinkies!
Clinkies from Joann's, Cup of Joy, and a
deer. We determined it's not a moose, it's a deer. I don't know. I don't see many in my backyard on a regular basis, so I'm not sure.
But we did this past weekend.
Yes, we should talk about our weekend.
We should. Okay, so what are we drinking today?
Today we are having Hanan's current addiction, which is the Earl Grey Bella Luna.
Oh, sorry. I could have put that there.
You could have put what?
Never mind. Go ahead.
Anyway, so this is the tea that Adagio sells on the full moon, whenever there's a full moon.
And this was this keyword, 3-ounce bag.
Yeah, I sucked all the air out of it. You can see how little is left. So this is really her current addiction.
So everybody talks about what they're totally into. Hi, my name is Hanan. I am a London fogaholic. No shame. And I'm not a quitter.
Yep. So we should probably explain what London fog is. Not everyone knows.
True.
So actually, I think when I looked into the story of it, basically a lady went into a coffee shop, I want to say in Vancouver, Seattle, one of those Pacific Northwest places. I think that's where Vancouver is. Yeah. Where it's kind of chilly and rainy all the time.
Ontario, Vancouver, yeah, it's on the west.
Okay, good. Sorry, any Canadians out there. I don't know my Canada stuff.
It's like on
Vancouver. That's what I thought. Vancouver and Seattle are kind of nearish to each other, so on the same side. But anyway, basically a lady, I think she was pregnant at the time, so she had to watch her coffee intake for all the caffeine, but she still wanted something to perk her up, and she wanted a latte of some sort, so the barista there made this drink, which is essentially Earl Grey tea, vanilla syrup, and steamed milk, and it was called a London Fog. Now, this particular tea actually has coconut and cream already in it, so we usually leave off the vanilla syrup. And also, it's hard to find a vanilla syrup that doesn't taste like chemicals.
When I make a London Fog just straight from Earl Grey, I use good old Mexican vanilla.
Mexican vanilla would be good. Yeah. Vanilla sugar.
Vanilla sugar, take a vanilla bean, cut it, split it, stick it in a bowl of sugar that you can seal, shake it up. Shake it every other day, and in a couple of days you get really nice vanilla sugar.
It just kind of like permeates all the sugar in the jar, so that would be a good option that I need to do.
Actually have some vanilla sugar over there.
Vanilla sugar? Nice. So yeah, we're doing these in the London Fog form, which for us is just the brewed coffee with steamed milk.
Brewed tea.
Sorry. I've got coffee on the brain, apparently.
That's okay.
When do I not?
And we sweeten it with amber sugar crystals from Adagio. These are really good. They're big chunks of sugar, like raw sugar.
They're like in little rock form.
They look like amber.
And the whole point, I think, like Teavana, when Teavana still existed in store form, they would sell something similar to Teavana called rock sugar. And they always say it doesn't distort the flavor profile of your tea as much as regular granulated sugar would. And I'd have to agree with them. Like, it just sweetens it, but it doesn't mess with the taste of it, if that's kind of hard to explain.
That's the reason why I use raw sugar as opposed to white sugar. White sugar I only use for baking when I bake. I have some white sugar here, but mostly we use the turbinado sugar because it doesn't screw up with the flavor of coffee, tea.
See, it's weird because I always use white sugar or the turbinado sugar for my coffee. I never use the sugar crystals for my coffee.
I don't use the sugar crystals. I've never tried the sugar crystals in my coffee either. I might have to.
I've had it before and it was okay. I just think if I'm going to sweeten coffee, it usually tastes better with regular or raw sugar.
I think it tastes better with regular raw sugar. I mean,
turbinado is the raw sugar. Yeah.
Because white sugar, for some reason now, I can't drink coffee with it. It just makes it taste weird to me.
I don't know, but over the weekend when we went on your birthday trip and your son-in-law, Yusuf, made mocha pot coffee, the little stovetop espresso maker. And we had regular plain white sugar cubes. Yeah. That was really freaking good.
It turned out really good.
I don't know why.
But I'm used to, that being said, is that in Morocco, when they do mocha pot, they do the sugar cubes into the And even Moroccan sweet tea, Moroccan mint tea, plain old white sugar. Usually my father-in-law would put sugar cubes.
That's true. If I do Moroccan mint tea, I use white sugar. So
something about it.
Yeah.
I have put honey in my coffee. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I did a honey latte one time. It was a honey cinnamon latte.
Latte, oh, so good.
That was really good. That was a recipe we got from an espresso email, which we'll totally have to do some reviews for coffee too sometime.
Yeah.
But that's when we run out of tea. And are we gonna run out of tea anytime soon?
Look at my tea basket over
Looking
there.
at that, that's...
I got 2 tea baskets, one there and one up there.
Ooh, she's upgraded to 2. It's getting scary, guys. Help.
Well, they're little. They were the baskets that were on the tables at Sahara's wedding.
Okay,
they're tiny.
I've slept and drank since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
It's been 8 years.
So, this, Earl Grey Bella Luna, we should probably talk... I said there was coconut cream in it. There's also, I believe, lavender in it as well.
Yes, there is lavender.
So, yeah, let's read. It's regular Earl Grey with bergamot, which is Earl Grey, highlighted by soft glow of coconut and cream. And it has black tea, dried coconut, blue cornflowers, coconut flavor, bergamot, and cream. So, okay, there's no lavender. There's just the little blue cornflowers. So
maybe that's the floral, or maybe it's just the bergamot that I'm getting.
The bergamot.
I do have a lavender Earl Grey that I do like to make a London fog with as well. So
I think this one with the coconut and cream, just I don't know, is really good in London fog form.
It is. It's my new addiction.
It is her new addiction. She was addicted to masala chai. I haven't heard or seen masala chai in a while.
I got a big old bag of masala chai.
And it's probably almost gone too, so.
It is, because I would drink like 2 a day.
Yeah.
London fog. Oh, you want to show our blend?
We can do that. So on Adagio, I think we've mentioned before, you can design blends of your own. So Miss Hanan decides to make a Stitchin' Misfits blend. We're calling it Stitchin' Misfits Spiced Black Tea. Do you remember what's in it?
I do. It's black tea, and there's cardamom, cloves, and cinnamon in it. That's it.
Nice. And I haven't tried it yet, but she says it's good.
I'm going to send you home with a dime bag full.
Yeah, dime bag of tea. The cops pull you over with some weird dried stuff in a Ziploc baggie.
Somebody get some hot water and enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Have them over for tea, so they're convinced you're not, you're not
dealing something
exactly.
So you don't smoke it, you drink it.
This stuff probably too expensive to smoke.
Seriously.
Right.
Okay, so
that was our tea review.
That was our tea review for this
Flosstube.
For this Flosstube.
For this Flosstube.
So
shall we move on to whips?
Whips.
You got your whips?
Oh yes, I do. Well, I haven't worked any on my sad
full moon tea.
My full moon tea. Still just what we did that night and a little more. Because after we filmed the video, we stitched some.
Stitched a bit.
I finished that square, and I have a few stitches here. Nothing to write home to Mama about.
Yeah. But it is still a whip, and it's still going on for her.
It is still a whip, and I am working on my... Oh, let me pull this up here. Well, it's sad, actually. Because I told you yesterday I had to rip that all out.
Sad.
I know. I had this whole section pretty much done, up the bird, and then I was working down here, coming up, and I got to this leaf right here next to the bird, and it wasn't working out. It was off. So I started counting. My bird was 1 stitch too high, which meant all of this was off, and that has to line up with the next month. So I had to rip it all out and start again. And now I'm counting better. Oh, should I tell them about my frame?
Sure.
Okay, so this is my birthday gift. This is the Elon from Artist something another in Oklahoma. The Artisan Designs Elon lap stand. My girls got me for my birthday, and I love it. So it sits on my lap nicely. It's very well balanced. So.
Okay, and if y'all are wondering, we're not at my place today. We're actually at Hanan's.
Oh yeah, change of venue.
Hanan's shack.
And I'm not usually, when I film from here, I film over there with my
Mhm.
shelf behind me, and we decided to sit on the couch.
But our mutual floss tubes tend to run long, so we wanted to be comfortable.
We wanted our butts to be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And hand me that little baggie right there.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is I decided that I was going to conquer linen.
Correct.
And I decided that I was going to conquer linen with an MFE, Modern Folk Embroidery design. This is Welcome in Swedish.
Välkommen.
Välkommen. And that's my little start on it. Well, it might help if I show you the right side. That's my little start.
Nice.
I had to restart because counting on linen is a little different from counting on Ada.
Because you got to count too.
You gotta count 2, and I screwed up and I was way too far over, so I ripped it out and I started over from the middle. So
You can do it.
I can
believe
do
in
this.
you.
And I love it, just can't stitch in the car.
Yeah, that's not a mobile type craft at all. So
Can't stitch in the car, discovered that. And this is on a linen, a 30-something count, and I'm stitching it with Krynic. It is called Wild
something.
Wild Rose silk.
Is it silk? Very nice.
It is silk.
Very nice.
So linen and silk. Woohoo.
Awesome. Woo-hoo.
Fancy.
I know. We come up a lot. We've come a long way from Joann's, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
We'll still go to Joann's. I ain't gonna lie.
Coupons
Coupons can't be passed out. And I think we recently got a lot of modern folk embroidery patterns because he was having a sale. He had like a 20% off sale, so I totally
on Valentine's Day he had a 20% off sale to celebrate love.
So yeah, I got quite a few. I got quite a few patterns.
I got 4.
I want to say I got like 6 or something.
I got 4 that I just really called to me and were smaller. Because this MFE sounds freaking huge.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a year long, so he's gonna pack it in there for that year.
It's big. It's not as wide. I think it's gonna be long.
Yeah, I was thinking it might make a nice like wall scroll or something once it's in. I'm thinking about doing that. I actually did get the fabric and the floss to do it.
Oh yeah, you got a green, a pretty green,
like an emeraldy green.
And she had to go to like 3 stores to get it all.
Yeah, that's okay. So somebody out there's looking. I want to say I chose DMC 890. Sorry if you're in the DFW area and you were looking for 890 because I didn't leave you none. I'm sorry.
She took it all.
I took it all.
But that's okay. I ordered when I was like, I'm not going around trying to gather up 22 skeins of floss at different places. I just got on Joann's and said,
well,
2 boxes.
Yeah, I loaded up because they had another sale that's too low to show. How low can you go? It's not that low. It's 33 cents.
33 cents, and I missed the sale.
Although my coworker Cassandra, she
went and cleaned up, did she?
Whew, yeah, we went to the big Joann. Actually, we didn't go. I'm sorry, it's a Plano Joann's we went to during our lunch break at work. And
the one on Alma?
Yes. And she got she recently purchased her first full coverage piece. She's escalating quickly in the world of cross stitch, I have to say.
So she got all the floss for that.
She got all the floss for that, plus a couple other projects. The final count of her receipt was like 80 plus skeins of floss.
I think I did that.
And she was just like, the poor guy was sitting there because they have to ring them up individually because they have to keep track of the colors that they need to reorder. And this lady behind us were like, sorry. She's just like, it's okay. You get your floss. And so they started to print the receipt and they ran out of paper. And the lady's like, oh Lord, you ran out of paper.
Well, they did mine in 2 transactions.
Why'd they have to do yours in 2 transactions?
Something was going wonky at the store when they were ringing up like multiples of stuff. And it was, anyway, at the mothership. Because that's when on Black Friday.
Black Saturday. Small Business Saturday, I think they call it. Remember, it wasn't Black. It was like Saturday, so we had to wake up early and go back. Annoying.
Oh yeah, floss was only on sale. It was a doorbuster on Saturday, so we did. Or Saturday.
It was Saturday because I remember we went because we always go to Joann's on Black Friday. That's our Black Friday thing. We don't go into big box stores. I value my life. And so we'll go to Joann's because it's kind of fun and happy, and you know.
Joann's, Half Price Books, Josie Records.
Yeah, we go to the record store. We go to small places. We might go to like a yarn store or something if they're having a Black Friday sale. So, but yeah, Joann's, because I remember reading the flyer and I'm like, oh, we need to load up on floss on Black Friday. Nope, we had to come back Saturday, and we were back 7 in the morning too. I was cold.
We were. We got up early and went back, and they did have to do my Saturday transaction in two
separate ones.
Because
yeah,
I guess something happened the day before where there were multiples of things that were on sale.
They probably, there might have been a hard limit or something. And if it got up to like 100, because you could easily get 100 skeins, like you're buying a lot for a project.
I had a whole bag.
Yeah, I don't remember. I got a fair amount of skeins because I remember I got all the colors to do several projects.
Well, we were sitting there going through, and then you decided to get, because I had the color list for one project, and you went and got
the snowman one, I think. Snowman. Yeah,
so we really kind of cleaned it up.
We went ham.
So I'm kitted, sort of, for floss-wise, for several projects.
We have DMC for years, not even for days, it's for years. We have DMC for years. So
but anyway. I always still go back and end up buying more.
Because there's always something, like I think there's, for the Moonwink dinner, for Full Moon Tea, there's one color I've realized that we're going to need a lot of, and I didn't find it when it was on sale this past weekend. 413. You're going to need a lot of that, and there's another one you need a lot of too.
I've got to go get some well, I think it's one at the top.
Yeah, there's another one too that you'll need a lot.
Because you start at the bottom and I start at the top, and I think there's one up there, and I don't remember what it is, that I realized, oh crap, I'm going to have to go back and get some more.
So, you got your whips?
That is all of my whips. What are your whips?
Okay, I've just got a couple that I've worked on in the past couple weeks.
Woo,
I have
look
worked
at you
on
go, girl.
Full Moon Tea. Now, y'all don't pay attention to all these needle minders and these threads going everywhere. I'm figuring out my system here, but this is what it is right now. So, I felt like there's a lot of confetti going on in here. And originally I was going to try and go for block completion, but now I'm kind of doing half color completion. So these in here were pretty much all one color. 413, I think, is the color. So I'm like, you know what? I just want to sit here and stitch a bunch of little squares. And that's what I did. And I've started invading up here too, because this is just like all one color as well. So I'm kind of happy with it so far. I think it's, with this type of full coverage, it's a good balance between just mindless stitching in one color, and if you want some of the fiddly confetti stuff, you got that too. But at least I can take a break from the confetti stuff and work in like a solid color in one area if I wanted to.
Somebody on a Flosstube this week said something about mindless stitching as opposed to full coverage. And then she like backpedaled on mindless. And I was like, no, I get that.
I totally get it.
I totally get that, because the single, like my welcome from, I consider that, well, probably not that one exactly, because it's linen, I gotta pay attention. But,
Your
something
MFE
else.
maybe?
My MFE is pretty mindless as long as I count right.
Yeah, I think,
when I start a new section.
Like, I think there can be complicated stitching and counting, and then there's, like, the easy stuff. Like, okay, I just need 3 rows of 10 stitches each. I can do that. And I'm happy with that. Because sometimes you don't want to work on something that requires a lot of
And that's really why I haven't worked
on mine. So.
That's really why I haven't worked on my Moonwink, is because I just didn't feel like... Probably why I haven't worked on my Nina either, because I gotta pay attention.
Gotcha. But yeah, with that one, find a block that's, because it's probably in that same area where it's all.
Oh yeah,
it's all pretty much one
color. Yeah.
Do that, and it'll kind of liven it up for you. You make progress, and you don't have to think too much. So I'm sure not all full coverages are like that. Some you have to think about every step of the way, but at least this one I get the thinking stitching and the mindless stitching, and I'm happy with that.
There you go.
Oh, BT Dubs, this is my new 11 by 17 Q snap that my husband ordered for me. He's so sweet.
Yay! Seth got you one.
And then I do my other thing. I
told her she was gonna need it.
Yeah, I just decided to go ahead and get it, so I put it on I order from Amazon all the time, and so Seth is like, what do you need, or what? I'm like, I don't need it, but I want it, and it was in my hands the next day. So
I'll share mine with yours.
Yeah, so the other project I've been burning out on is Mina, and
she's well ahead of me.
To be honest, I don't know why I'm burning out on it, but for some reason this lace is really satisfying to me. So,
it goes this way.
This is just going to look like a bunch of wadded up fabric for right now. But if you stretch it out, you can really see, hold on, raise up to the camera. You can really see those arches in there. And there's a few little beadies in there too. Not too many.
She's using red.
Yeah, so it's
right
going to be just a little bit of a, yeah, there you can see them. It's just going to be a little effect right now, but the beading rows are getting closer together. Because towards the end, it's going to be like beadpocalypse. It's going to be like beading every other stitch. It's going to be crazy.
I'm using black beads, and you can see mine on that very first row up there.
Very nice.
I've got black on the, I'm using black on the red, and then when the yarn changes colors, here, I'll hold yours up.
Mm-hmm.
When the yarn changes colors to this dark, I will change the color of beads that I'm using to red.
Yeah, so check mine out. My red is disappearing, and I'm going to be approaching the dark purpley blackness soon. The evil.
I am finished with the stockinette section of my, which I reversed right there, but
That's cool.
Yeah, I figured.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. It's all good. Once it's blocked out, you're not going to really be able to.
I mean, you can tell, but it won't be. I don't think it'll be that big
of an issue. It's not going to be a big deal. So, woohoo! I'm excited. It actually goes this way. So.
Hey, somebody got a big old dog outside.
That's the right side. And then I just need to. I put in a lifeline because God knows.
She gonna need it.
I'm gonna need it. And then, it took me forever just to get to this lace part. Like, 6 or 7 tries.
I was like, calm down. Calm down. Focus.
Maggie, Craft in Korea, told me use stitch markers. And I was like, okay. And then I didn't. And then
we asked her, did you use stitch markers?
I was like, no.
And I was like, what did Maggie tell you? What are we both telling you? And she's like, I finally did it. And Maggie's like, you used stitch markers, didn't you? Sometimes you just gotta listen to your friends. I'm just saying.
I was like, yes.
So this, I think I am on row 21 is what I'm about to start.
You said 22.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
Because the even rows are
you texted to me.
It might be 22 because I think I'm about to start a pearl row since all the even rows are just pearls on the back. So out of 57. So I think I'll finish this fairly soon if I could just focus.
I just need to get started.
Life story here.
I just need to get started. I just haven't wanted to do anything. I mean, not even. I just kind of lost my stitchy / nitty /
Gotta get it back.
Bug.
Stella, you gotta get your groove back there.
Gotta get my groove back. Maybe I should go to Jamaica.
There you go.
No, that could be dangerous.
I
don't want to get my groove back like Stella did. Jakar might not like that. Just saying.
Probably not.
Okie dokie,
So our next one is FOs. Do you have any FOs?
No FOs.
No FOs. Well, I have kind of one. I can't decide if it's an FO or in progress right now. But over the weekend trip we took last weekend for Hanan's birthday, she taught me EPP. And there is my first little English paper piecing.
I call that an FO. That's an FO. It's a finished flower.
It's a finished flower. I was thinking about just sewing it onto just some, like, applique onto some backing and just make like a little pillow or something out of it. I don't know, but this is my first piece in EPP. And it was way easier than I thought it would be. I don't know what the hell I was tripping about.
Hand sewing. That's what you were tripping about.
Because I would hurt myself. But the basting wasn't...
Yet she cross stitches and she hasn't hurt herself, so go figure.
I do all sorts of stuff. But hand sewing needles are usually pretty sharp, and I don't know about that.
She's afraid to. Sorry. Oops.
You're knocking stuff over. But yeah, so this was actually pretty fun. I think I'm going to invest in one of the Fisker's punchers so I can punch out.
You can show that. It's over there with the grabber sewed it.
Okay, sure. This is how Hanan cut out the cardstock for me for my papers. It's a little puncher that punches out the hexagons, and I think this is 2-inch?
Yeah.
This is a 2-inch.
It's a 2-inch from point to point. It's 1.5 on the straight sides.
Yeah. So
I'm still unsure as to actually how they measure in EPP, but whatever, who cares?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, so EPP, and so I've discovered that with embroidery last month and EPP this month, I've learned kind of a new craft every month. Two for the year. So I'm thinking about keeping it going. And so in March, who knows? I have a couple of different ideas that I want to kind of get into. So we'll see what I get into, and I will show off next time. So yay, EPP, got it.
Awesome. So
we are out of FOs and FFOs. I don't really have an FFO.
No FFOs.
No FFOs, but we do have quite a bit of haul.
Yes.
Like a lot, because we went to several places this weekend. Because if you're going to go on vacation, you have to visit every craft store of every craft that you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't visit a yarn store technically, but we're good for yarn. We are critical mass for yarn. I'm good there. So
I think we're about a critical mass for everything. We've sabled it all.
We've sabled, but we're escalating quickly on the cross stitch. I don't think we're at sable yet.
Pattern-wise, I'm way beyond sable.
Pattern-wise, maybe. Maybe pattern-wise.
Okay, so haul from the... Let's just do haul.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to start with your cross stitch haul? Because we went to 2 different places. I actually went to 3 different places.
You want to start with the fabric haul?
Yeah, why not? Since we both. So we went to for her birthday weekend. We went to New Braunfels. Stayed at this awesome house along the river.
They didn't take me to Mexico. They took me to the Guadalupe River. But
I didn't sneak anybody across. I figure I need to keep having a legal
But I
job
figured
for
I'd
now.
keep the theme.
The Mexican wedding dress theme.
Keep the theme going.
So we went to Quilt House, which is like my favorite quilt store ever. There's quilt stores up here in Dallas, but for some reason I really have always loved Quilt House in New Braunfels. Haus, because it's German.
It is an awesome place, I have to say. So we went in, and the first thing Annie spotted were these guys. These are panels.
You'll soon see why.
It's a Pepe.
Gonna call him Pepe?
That's what McKenna calls him. It's a Pepe. He's got on his top hat. It's a full-length Pepe, as you can see.
Down to his toeses.
Down to his toes.
Isn't that great?
It's great. I love it. And
so we both got one of those.
We both got one of those. We also got his bride, Katrina. She has on the beautiful hat, and she's got a flower in her hand.
And she had it down to her toesies, too.
Down to her toes as well.
Aren't those great? I got one of those, too.
And she got one, too.
Yeah. We have similar tastes. What can we say?
Then we got... These are also panels.
They're just smaller for, like, pillows or just a smaller area on a quilt.
Okay. So... Pepe in a carriage.
He pulled the carriage around for Katrina.
Yeah, he's such a gentleman.
He's such a
Look
gentleman.
at those bats. I love those bats.
Oh, the bats and the ravens.
And then a portrait.
A cameo of Pepe up close.
Yeah. So, those are awesome.
I got those too.
She did too. She did. Then we found this pattern. And it was on mixed in a kit for some other...
Yeah, it had like jungle themes or something.
Yeah, it was weird that the skeleton guy was on a jungle themed quilt. But anyway,
yeah, no.
The fabrics did not match the pattern. But we went into their pattern section and we found this. So we're going to do a his and hers.
Yes.
Quilt.
His and her, one with Katrina, one with Pepe. I don't know, I think Pepe and I think of Pepe the shrimp from the Muppets.
And then we're thinking about doing cross stitch for this square and this square, perhaps, to finish it off, and then getting our finishing fabrics, because the Dallas Quilt Show is coming up
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
It'll be the weekend of our next Flosstube.
Yes.
We haven't decided what day we're going to go yet, but we will go. We usually take a lunch and spend all day taking pictures and looking at quilts and getting inspirations.
Yes. We usually make it a day. We have our little lunch. We always, smoked salmon and cheese.
Yes.
Crackers.
Yummy.
Okay. Then we found this fabric.
In the same section. These were all in the same section, so we stayed there a while.
And as you can see, I'm just going to hold it back here. We got a yard of it. A yard each. It is like ads.
It's like a newspaper.
It is called the Deadbeat.
The Deadbeat.
There's the Deadbeat. There's the issue. And I have to say, this one right here, Pick Your Poison.
Zombieematch.
Zombieematch.com, and you've got your choices of guys. You can swipe left or swipe right.
Swipe left, swipe right.
There's Frankie. Bride of Frankie. Oh,
Yes.
like
all of the vintage old monsters
with just
stuff.
fun captions like
it's hilarious.
You have my undying love. There it is.
Did you see the Have You Seen My Boyfriend? And it's the Invisible Man.
Oh yeah. Oh, have you seen my boyfriend?
I see him in the back.
He's on the back. I don't know, but it is just kiss me monster. There, it's just.
Let's see.
What else?
Forgive his beastly behavior.
And you can just see it's fun. It's
hilarious.
Totally fun, and we got a full yard.
You make me feel so alive. Zombie apocalypse.
Yes. We look torn between two lovers. Look. It's awesome.
It is hilarious.
It is awesome.
So we're thinking that's going to be either focal fabric or backing for pillows, or we haven't decided yet.
Haven't decided.
But we just totally had to get it.
Even WB liked this. He thought it was going to... Oh, there's a little things. Ask the brainy guy. What?
Yay.
Love.
It's awesome.
So we're going to have matchy quilts, but, she lives at her house. I live at mine, so...
Yeah, and you always need quilts to watch your spooky movies during Halloween, or pretty much year-round, because that's when I always watch them.
Halloween 365.
Exactly, yo.
We're cool with that. Okay, so... Birthday weekend haul. Annie brought me my birthday present from Maggie.
Craft in Korea.
Maggie sent me the Soda Stitch Autumn, which I just love that.
I love it has a mocha pot there too.
Yes, totally cool. No, I'm looking at spring, summer, winter on the back.
I know.
I might need spring and summer. I don't know about winter.
Fall is awesome though.
But fall is great. Love it. I like it. It has that Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Love that. So that was one that Maggie sent me, and she sent me a Madame Chantilly. Life is too short to drink bad coffee.
Amen.
And life is too short to drink bad tea.
Amen.
So those totally us.
Totally up our alley, Mag. It's like Maggie knows us.
I know she knows us or something.
Too well.
Then we went to the
Stitches from the Heart.
Yeah, Stitches from the Heart, and they had a 50% off and a dollar bin, and I kind of went crazy. I got this little postcard for $1. That was a 50% off. That was a 50% off. What others did I get for $1?
Is it that Blackbird?
Yeah, I think it's the black. Yeah, it's on the back. I got this Bent Creek Blackbird.
And apparently it's all stitched, right? It's not on black fabric.
It's all stitches on linen, and all of that is stitched. Yes.
Nah, I just use black fabric.
I would too. And then in their 50% off, I got Pineberry Lane Jiggity Jig. I just love this.
Love that one. That's
so
fun.
Cute.
That's a lot of fun.
Ink Circles Twice Cursed Gloom and Doom. I think we've become big fans. Yeah, it's us.
I'm Doom, you're Gloom.
We've become really big fans of ink circles. Because I have pre-ordered Forest of Sumatra for...
Oh, that's epic from Nashville.
Candy, I hate you.
Well, that's mean.
Oh, but
what Candy do to you?
I love Candy. To Candy, I don't really hate you. But you told me, you warned me, you said that. Because I told her, I haven't really seen anything from Market. I probably won't.
But then you keep looking is the problem.
Well, I'm on Crazy Annie's mailing list, and she sends them.
Yeah.
And so, all my pre-order stuff, I have to say I have pre-ordered. And we finally got an email from the LNS, which is not really very local. It's in Arlington, but it's okay. Yeah. Stitch Niche, I finally got an email from her saying, oh, we're taking pre-orders for Market.
Everyone else has started like a long time ago, so...
In her last thing. And I'm like, really? Now, granted, she probably mentioned it at Guild, but I didn't go to Guild for the last 3 months. So, I didn't go in December, January, or February. So, I'm hoping... You want to go with me in March?
I'll try.
I got this Quaker pinned round. And just because I've always wanted to try a drum, so this was cheap. It's 50% off. The pattern's a little weird, but it's okay. And
to try 50% off, not bad.
To try 50% off, not bad. And then these snappers, it's Bent Creek, I believe. Yes, it's Bent Creek snappers, and it is District 13. There's Halloween. The Owl Next Door.
That's cute. I like the owl.
And Jack in the Box.
Woohoo!
So, just, because we love Halloween. And you can do them individually or stitched as one piece.
That's good. So it was from the 50% off.
50% off, one stack.
Awesome.
And when I looked at the thing, it was 50% off $11.50.
Oh, nice.
So, it wasn't priced as marked.
Very cool.
And then
Prairie Schooler.
Prairie Schooler, New World Sampler.
Hashtag collect all the Prairie Schoolers.
Hashtag gotta collect them all.
I love the boat. And I love there's a manatee in there.
I like this one, but I think I like them both. I don't know. If I do this, I might just stitch the things that I really like from this, like the manatee.
And the boat, I mean, my husband loves boats, so I love like big boats with sails.
Then I love that whale. Oh, hang on. The whale's on the other side.
Whale, what whale?
Put that manatee.
The manatee. Plus size mermaids.
Plus size mermaids. Okay, that's my haul. What's yours?
That is your haul. Okay.
Again, she's got all the fabric that I got.
I got all the fabric she got. I think I got like one extra panel of fabric that had like some constellations on it. I can show that off later. But first, are you ready for birthday prezzies?
Oh, we got birthday prezzies.
Birthday prezzies.
Ooh, birthday prezzies.
You can open that up while I'm looking for my
loot.
Ooh!
She got me Ida Ray and Ida May. Ida Ray and Ida May. The Good Housewife. Oh, I love these. I'm going to have to stitch these like tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Look at him with his pants. His pantalones.
Fantasticos.
Pantalones fantasticos.
And her little dress.
That's cute.
She's so cute. I love these too.
Yeah, I thought those were really cute.
The Good Housewife. Hooswoof.
Oh, Hooswoof. The Good Housewife. Hooswoof. So, when I went to Stitches from the Heart with Hanan, I found there was a lot of stuff there. I ain't gonna lie. But I focused on the Prairie Schoolers because Prairie Schooler is awesome, and I have to collect all the Prairie Schoolers. So the first one I got, and this is an old one, it's the band samplers. And I like the middle one that says, "Content lodges oftener in cottages than palaces." And I like this "Tall oaks from little acorns grow." Those are really cute. And this is book number 40, and I think they got up to like 201 or something before they retired.
Yeah, I made a spreadsheet with all the Prairie Schoolers, so we can start listing
which ones we have, which ones we don't. So, and this is another older one, not quite as old, but it's Harvest Time. And of course, because it's fall.
I love the one on the back.
See, I like the top one, the little Amish, not really Amish village, but just like a fall village. And the little witch and the pumpkins too is pretty awesome. So
the turkey. I know they're all good.
They're all good. And I know a lot of people complain because this is like cheap paper. It's not the nice cardstock that they used to be on. But I usually Xerox working copies for myself so I can write notes. So I guess it doesn't bother me so much. I think I watched the Basic Stitches, and I think I agree with Jamie where it's not that big of a deal. That's not on cardstock for me. I mean, nobody wants to pay more for it, obviously.
I make working copies, and just so I can highlight, and that way, especially on these bigger patterns where I know where I am.
Yeah.
So the smaller ones. Oh, I forgot my.
Let's say you showed that one already.
I showed that. Where'd it go? What did you do? Okay, I got a Lizzie Kate, but I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's over there.
Oh yeah, because Lizzie Kate's retiring.
Yeah. So. I got a couple of Lizzie Kates that I really have been wanting, and one came in. I got the spooky string, and the lady who sent it was really cute because she sent it with a little bag of tea, a little stash breakfast tea, and I ordered it from eBay, which I thought that's interesting, but it's a Lizzie Kate snippet string, the spooky string.
It's really cute.
I love her strings. I have the Thankful string, and I have this one, and I ordered another string.
I think
it's a Halloween string.
The Lizzie Kates, I'm not big into Lizzie Kate, but there's two. I have the coffee one. This today's good mood by brought to you by coffee that showed up on a previous Flosstube. But there's a bacon one that I want. Where it's like bacon makes everything better.
There's a couple. There's an alphabet. There's a Halloween alphabet that I like, and there's a fall alphabet that I like. So I'm trying to find those.
Nice.
So hopefully
soon. Okay, so the other place I went to without Hanan, sad, is
because she didn't want me to know where we were going.
Well, she didn't want to know where we were going either, else I would have told her. So she didn't know until she arrived. So we were driving down separately. She was with her husband, I was with my husband and my guinea pigs. But we went to, since we're going down south and Copper's Cove was only a little bit off our beaten path, I decided to go visit Needleworks on Main, which is Sherry stitching with the Dachshunds. That's her closest LNS. Sorry I didn't visit you, Sherry, but I figured it sounds like we're both really busy anyway, so you probably didn't want me showing up on your doorstep. That'd be weird.
And I would have been really mad if she'd come to meet you first without me.
without my fellow misfit. That would have been major.
May have had to drown her in the river if I found that out.
Made your butt hurt, and the river's like 2 inches deep right now, so that would have been a lot of work for her to drown me.
Sit on you.
Sit on me. So I went in. The lady at Needleworks on Main's really sweet lady was just like, oh, drop your purse off, if you want, just gather up all the patterns you want, then you can sit here and sort through and see which ones you really want. And she was really helpful.
And she said she'd put them all back. It's like a library. It's
awesome. She was like really sweet. So I saw this. It's in ink circles, but I thought it's very apt because it's the Kraken. And the Kraken is pulling all these people under just like we're being pulled into ink circles by the Kraken.
I love the story on the back.
Yeah, so the translation, I think it's in Icelandic. And thus began the epic battle, and no man escaped his watery grave. How uplifting is that? I just think it's awesome because it has Krakens. And I think there's a mermaid, too. The mermaid's pulling them down, too, because that's what mermaids do. Release the Kraken.
Okay,
so love it.
Prairie School.
Yeah, I can get all my patterns over here. And then I found this one. This was actually a partial kit because you can see it comes with the classic Colorworks. But I thought this was pretty much me. Just one more stitch. Little House Needleworks. And you see the bed is empty. It's late at night. There's a moon. And somebody's just downstairs still stitching away. Which is pretty much me. Which is us.
The first night.
The world is asleep. We're still stitching.
The first night at the house. Annie and I were up till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was working on my EPP and knitting Mina, and I think she was working on EPP too or something.
We had a blast. We were just sitting at the kitchen table, just knitting them,
drinking our tea.
Yeah, we weren't drinking tea at that point.
We weren't.
We opened the wine.
We did open the wine, didn't we? Awesome.
Mine was in a mug. Because your sister was still up.
Oh yeah.
You brought me a mug of water.
No, mug of water, because you were thirsty.
I was thirsty.
And then these were the classic Colorworks that came with it. I decided to get them because I have some classic Colorworks already for another kit, but I'm like, I'll go ahead and get some more in different other colors. And I really like them.
Was that for the house?
Yeah, it's for my Just One More Stitch. She had it all mostly kit up. There's no fabric in it, but it's the threads and the pattern. So I love that. Just One More Stitch. That is so me.
I forgot these.
Okay, we'll show off yours. We're going back and forth on the loop today, the haul.
Apparently, because I forgot I got these. Okay, so I made an order from 123 Stitch, and I got some more of the Wild Rose for the welcome. And I ordered. I should have bought this at Stitch Away, but
you didn't.
I didn't.
Sad.
So I ordered it from 123 Stitch. Ink circles, the Reflections of London. I like it.
Is Big Ben in there?
Big Ben is in there.
Yeah.
I want Paris.
Westminster.
I want Paris because it has Notre Dame and
the Eiffel Tower.
And the Eiffel
the
Tower.
Tour d'Eiffel.
I want it. He spoke French. I always have to. And I got Antique Celtic Sampler, aka Here There Be Monsters.
I think you need to do that, but then stitch a picture chase on there instead of the monster. It's just so picture of her cat.
So weird.
She came out. She might be on the patio.
She might be. And I did get the linen to stitch it on. And I decided I'm going to do it in a single color a la McKenna. And I got Islamorada by Weeks.
And I think that's the one that they're using for Into the Jungle, isn't it?
Yes,
for
it is the one. It's the fancy floss from Into the Jungle. And a lot of other. And then I got Little House Needleworks, the bookshelf. I'm sure you guys have seen this before.
That's cute.
I love it. I want to stitch it and set it on my bookshelf.
There you go.
I'm thinking I might stick it on the front of a cigar box.
There you go. Or have it as a bookend or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be kind of cute.
Yeah, so my bookshelf for my bookshelf. Okay, that's all my haul.
Okay, now I've got a bit more. I saw this.
Sorry.
Somebody was getting rid of this for like $1 or something, and so I had to get it because it's the Prairie Schooler.
Oh, goddamn.
What? It's okay. It's we can share.
I have two. One of them was for you.
Well, maybe
Maggie, you might be getting this in the mail.
Or maybe we can do a giveaway or something.
Or maybe.
So that's awkward. But I'm not that hurt. It was like $1. So, and I love it because it has a little quilt. That's Ohio Star.
It is.
Yeah, that's my favorite like quilt block of all time is Ohio Star. Have I made anything Ohio Star related? I did cut up the pieces for Ohio Star, but they're not together. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
What else you got?
Okay, so this was one Miss Maggie found for me because I said I wanted some of the some of the old nations were represented as women. Like Britannia is an old like Roman goddess with like a trident or like a spear.
I love Britannia.
Colombia was America before Uncle Sam became the U.S.
Isn't France represented by a woman too?
Marianne.
Right.
And Germania, there's a German, like most of they were represented by old Roman goddesses essentially, like versions of Roman goddesses. And I'm like, I would love to stitch Britannia or something because I apparently am British. I don't know. I like tea and have bad. I have tea and have bad teeth, so that's probably where the British comes from. I don't know. But so I was like, I want to find something like that because there's the Lady of the Flag.
She's sorry if you're British, by the way.
I mean, you're my cousins. It's okay. It's like
I saw. I still have bad teeth.
I do too. It's okay. We cousins.
Okay.
America and Britain make fun of each other all the time.
She's sorry.
I'm not really that sorry. It's okay. You can make fun of me too.
Molly, she's sorry.
And it's okay.
She's sorry.
I'm not that sorry. I'm not that sorry. Because we cousins. We come together when it counts. We family. We will harass the crap out of each other.
Okay.
But who's the first person to have your back? Is your cousin.
The British.
So I love you guys.
Although now I don't know.
Hey, they talk smack about Americans all the time, and you know what? I'd probably laugh my ass off when you do. Probably agree with you.
We like your national beverage.
Exactly. A lot of the world owes a lot to Britain, okay? You guys are pretty legit. But anyway, back to not Britain. We're back in the States now, us rebel colonies here. And so Maggie...
Liberty!
Libertad! I got approved to join the Stitcher Express group because Maggie found this for me, and I had to have her. This is Lady Liberty. This is one of their patterns that they themselves designed. Isn't she gorgeous?
They designed it themselves.
Yes.
I did not realize that.
And I think they originally did that because there's the Lady of the Flag that a lot of people are doing, but apparently is not being made anymore. They had trouble getting, and they still wanted something patriotic.
It is out of print.
Yeah.
What is it? Lady of the Flag.
Lady of the Flag. It's out of print, so they had a hard time getting it, so they wanted to do something very similar. I actually kind of like this one better. It's more colorful.
Ew.
She's more colorful, and she's more,
Are they doing the other nations, or no?
Not that I know of. I've only seen Lady Liberty.
Well, come on. I want the other nations, too.
I would love to have
them
Britannia.
all hang up together.
Yes. Well, I want specifically the ones that make up me. So I have Lady Liberty. I want Britannia. I would like a Valkyrie or something for Scandinavian.
You got your snowman.
It's not the same. You can't equate a snowman with her.
You got It's a Viking snowman, a snow
Not
woman.
quite the same. That's kind of like, you have shoes. Well, it's okay if they're sandals. When you know.
We wore sandals all weekend. People were making fun of us.
I know, right? That's okay. You can make fun of us. We'll make fun of you back. And so I got the fabric that goes with Lady Liberty too, and I chose, they had the Pledge fabric or We the People fabric. I chose We the People.
We the pee-pee.
We the peepees. So, and this is...
Hey, we the pee-pees.
This is 28 count. I got even weave. Just because I usually do linen. Might as well try even weave for once. And apparently this is done by fabricflare.com for Stitchery Express. I see we got a glare there. But yeah, so apparently, like, I was seeing in the group, they have a lot of custom printed fabrics done by Fabric Flare. They have one that's a moon, and so I'm going to have to get that eventually.
I want this fabric just because. You know,
it looks gorgeous.
Now that I've seen it in person, I want
it looks great.
What would I stitch on that?
Stitch a snowman.
What would I?
We the People.
I'm gonna try.
People fabric or Pledge fabric from Stitchery Express. Really awesome.
Facebook group. I'm sure you guys know about it.
It's a Facebook group. The lady is really sweet, Cindy. Apparently the way you do it is you find what you want in there, and then you instant message one of the main people that works.
No, you don't have to. You just say me, please, and then they will message you back.
See, I tried that on one of them, and then I just direct message, and then it was taken care of quicker. So
you can, or you can wait. And then they say, when you get the invoice, it says you can either pay now or don't pay if you're not going to finish shopping.
Yeah. So apparently
finished.
that's how they do it. I think their proper website is still in progress. But I mean, my stuff was very reasonably priced, I felt, and the shipping wasn't outrageous.
Yeah.
Which some places charge outrageous amounts for shipping. So I was a little sketched at the idea of just ordering from a random Facebook group, but I mean, they were very quick. Like, I had it in less than a week. I mean, I think Maggie was like, holy crap, you already have it? Like, that was quick.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I got I bought Metamorphosis from them, ink circles, and the fabric that they showed with it. I got that, and that was the only thing I got. I know I said I wanted a couple of other things. Maggie's like, ooh, Hannah's going to town. I was like, yeah, then I decided, ooh. Nope.
Better back up off that.
Better back off of that, so.
But yeah.
When she messaged me, I go, yeah, can you take these off? I decided I didn't want them. And she's like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, really sweet lady. I dealt with Cindy. Was that who you dealt with?
No, the other one.
Okay.
Amy? No.
Some Terry, maybe?
I don't know.
I just messaged Cindy because that's what all the posts I said was like, okay, message her when you're ready to be invoiced and checked out. So you just get an invoice from PayPal, pay it, and then it's on its way to you. So I do want to order. They have.
I should be getting Metamorphosis. I expected it. Well, it might come today.
Okay.
The mail. If I went and checked the mail early, so.
Yeah.
I haven't. So you can bring in
your loot.
My loot.
But yeah, I want to order that moon fabric they have. And
that moon fabric is nice.
Isn't it cute? I was thinking you could do. Somebody did a scarecrow in front of it, so it's just basically sort of a medium
like
bluish fabric, and it's like a printed picture of a full moon, and somebody stitched like a scarecrow on it. It looked amazing. And they also have like a beach sunset one, which I thought was pretty cool. It's like
they are. I just don't know what I would stitch on those.
You have to. I mean, the moon. Trust me. You show me something with a moon, I will find a use for it. You don't have to worry about that.
And that one I love, and your pattern I think will look great on there.
Yeah. So yeah, any sort of patriotic stuff. I think Top Knot Stitcher is doing an eagle on some Constitution fabric or something.
Yeah.
That looks really great.
That's for her dad. I think it'll be gorgeous when it's done.
So.
Okay. Our winners of the giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Totally. I had no things, no envelopes, no stamps. I now have envelopes. WB is supposed to be getting some.
So those will be going out shortly if anybody is wondering.
Yeah, so if you're wondering where they are, don't worry. I have not forgotten. And it's been rainy as hell all week long.
Yeah, we're like underwater here.
And I don't have a car, so in order to go out, I have to like get an Uber, and I don't like standing in the rain because I don't like to be wet.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but I don't like, okay.
Wet by choice. A couple more things to show.
Are we going to show our floss?
Floss?
Color and cotton.
Oh, the color and cotton. I was going to show them these things, too.
Oh, you can show them.
I can show them these. So, this was actually, I should have shown this on FOs, but I totally forgot, because he's tiny. I got like a kit years ago. I think it's a Mochi Mochi Land kit. Look at this thing. Dun, 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 dun. He's a tiny freaking panda. Look at that. It was a little kit that I got at.
I wish I knew. I have a zombie or.
Here, can you hold the panda?
Yeah, I'll
there
hold
we
the
go.
panda. I have a little zombie or chick or something.
Yeah, they had like these tiny kits where you can make tiny little cute things.
I
and
bought
I had
mine
a panda.
from the Knitting Fairy, her booth at
Some festival.
DFW, I believe.
DFW Fiberfest. I got this one from the Shabby Sheep like over 6 years ago or something.
Legs.
But isn't he cute?
Little hands.
Little hands, tiny little. So yes, I found him in my nightstand as I was looking for something else. So
you can put a pin on the back and wear it.
There you go. So
like right there.
There you go. He's chilling on your hijab. In your cleavage. That's awkward.
My cleavage is here.
Well, you know, it starts up higher.
And then it gradually
goes down. So the other thing I got recently is the Duchess Frou Frou thread conditioner. So I think Hanan got some thread conditioner, another one, and it worked pretty well. And then I've started looking.
It was chunky. It wasn't very. It wasn't poured well. This one is very poured well.
So yeah, this one, and it was like, I don't remember how much it was, but it was free shipping and you got 2 of them, so I gave one to Anon so we could try it out. And I actually like it, and I think it does improve the stitchability. You can see I've got like all sorts of nastiness on here from all the threads that I've run across it, but I like the fact you can just roll it up and then slide your thread through and then you're ready to go.
And I have discovered using this because I too have been, because she's been using it probably mostly with her Moonwing Diner.
Yeah, except the thing I've been stitching on the moon.
I've used it with several different things, and unlike Thread Heaven, when you run it through, you do not pick up fibers from the. So like I can run my white through right where I ran my blue through, and I'm not picking up those blue fibers onto my white thread.
It clings well, so.
So it holds on to the fibers that come off, and it doesn't put it off onto your lighter color threads. So
yeah, and I think
I like that.
It helps detangle it too, because some of your floss was curly, I remember, and you just run it across and it kind of straightens it out like flat iron kind of. So I like this Duchess Frou Frou.
But then my little sponge personal floss licker works really well too. Yep. So I use them both.
Whatever works for you is how you're gonna do it.
I use them both.
Yeah. So I like it a lot. And then last but not least, we both got our Color and Cotton Floss of the Month. If you haven't received it yet, don't look. This is a spoiler. But I love these colors this month. They're more neutrally. So we have, this one is Sedona. And then Inkwell. I like Inkwell quite a bit. And then Dried Sage. Look at that.
I think that's my favorite.
The Dried Sage. I like the Inkwell a lot.
I think the Dried Sage, but you know me, I like those greens and browns and.
Yeah, it's I think somebody in her group had requested more neutral colors, and so I think she did pretty well on these this month. So
I'm thinking that my Metamorphosis might be stitched in some Color and Cottons.
Yeah, I've already upgraded to every month for both my floss and the fabric, because I'm like, there's just too many out there that are so cute. So,
very pretty.
Yes. So that is finally all of our loot.
That's finally all of our loot. Have you seen the oh, Michelle, you get them. Some other people do too. The sampler threads.
Gast?
Nope. There's a lady who hand dyes, and you can order them. Is it Victorian sampler threads? I'll put a link. Gorgeous colors, and you get really substantial hanks too with them. And she has a floss of the month.
A club too? Nice.
A club. I'm thinking about it. Some of the colors I've seen that Michelle got were just
awesome.
They're gorgeous. I've seen some other people who've gotten theirs, but they're all very they're samplery colors. They're not like
They're more primitive
style.
style.
You're not gonna get like bright
pink or anything
in it. So I'm thinking.
I like a bit of everything. I think, what was it, Maggie. We talk with Maggie a lot, so you'll see us talk. You'll hear us talk about her a lot.
She's on our Knitting Misfits group on
WhatsApp. We all kind of talk every day. Yeah, we all kind of talk, constantly. She was asking like what we were into because I think she was trying to decide what she was into with cross stitch. Because there's all sorts of different categories. You have your prims, you have your samplers, you have modern stuff. What are you into? And I said, I'm honestly into a little bit of everything. But I don't like everything in one category, if that makes sense. So some people like prims all the time, 100%. And I like a lot of them, but I don't like all of them. Just because something's prim doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to like it.
Right.
Same thing with the more modern stuff. I like some of it. I don't like all of it. And so I feel my interests are kind of all over the place with cross stitch and with themes. And I'm probably that way with all of my crafts now that I think about it.
Yeah. Seriously, whenever we think about even our knitting, we can knit, like a vintage sweater or shawl or something, and then we can turn around and knit,
socks.
It can be anything. Stephen West,
Like right now we're working on a lace shawl.
We would never stitch Stephen West.
Okay, so some of his early patterns I totally have.
We have Daybreak, isn't that by Stephen?
Daybreak is by Stephen. So next we're gonna talk about our plans, don't we?
Plans. I plan on starting my birthday stitch, which I haven't started yet. Because I'm missing the floss that I need to start with.
And
I know. Rain. I haven't been out.
Bad
Ever since
here.
we came back, it's just been terrible.
Yeah.
It's rained every
crazy.
day. And now the sun's shining. Thank goodness.
Yeah, so hopefully it dries out. Like, I have puddles in my backyard. My dog started drinking out of one of them.
We're still under a flash flood warning until, like, Monday at 6.
Something crazy like that. So, welcome to spring in Texas. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Okay, so I do have birthday.
Ooh, birthday loot?
Birthday, yeah. So I'm on Cross Stitch ATC on Instagram, and you could tell them when your birthday was and if you wanted to stitch birthday ATC cards for people. So I said, sure. So so if you wanted to do that, you put your name on the thing and you told them when your birthday was, and so when they send you your person, they send you a list of the birthdays for that month.
Oh, cool.
So my name was on that list for February, and at Zealous Again stitched me this. It's there we go.
That's cute.
It's a little birthday
cupcake.
And she sent me I did have an FFO. Hang on. I like stitched it all in one, like
sitting.
This was all done in one time.
Little foxy.
Yeah, isn't it cute?
It is cute.
I thought it was adorable. I also thought about making it into a needle minder, but I don't know. So there was that one. And then Crafty Angie sent me a birthday card. Isn't that cute? And in there she sent me 2 pretty flosses.
Gentle Arts.
It's a Gentle Arts limited edition. I don't know what color it is, but it's pretty. It's kind of an ice blue. Mm-hmm. And Carrie's Creations hand-dyed Hunter.
Nice. Look at
Hunter
that green.
That's love beautiful. Green. So thank you.
It's actually prettier in person, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Crafty Angie. And then Anastasia at 4 Anastasia 14 sent me a card.
Aww.
Just a random card. So she said, I hope you have a wonderful birthday, and hopefully it makes it to you before your happy day, but if not, do as I do and celebrate all month.
Sounds legit to me, Anastasia. Totally agree.
Totally agree. I think Annie does that. She's like, it's my birthday month.
My birthday month.
And I got another cross stitch ATC.
Your friend.
I know. And so, someone else sent me a birthday cross stitch ATC. It's got balloons and says happy birthday, and I cannot for the life of me remember, but it is on my Instagram if you want to see it. I posted it.
Don't die.
I'm gonna try.
Coffee or tea?
I posted it with my
Hey, my panda's down
Oh, don't drop your panda on the
Poor
floor.
panda.
Sorry. I did post it on my Instagram. So I thank everybody who sent me cards and for my birthday. I had a wonderful birthday. The trip was amazing, so.
We should have taken more pictures, but we were too busy having fun, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I snapped really one picture the whole weekend.
Well, my phone was upstairs most of the time. When we were, like, in the house, it was upstairs in the room because everybody I talked to was there.
Yeah.
I had my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter were with me. And I figured if the bucket needed to get in touch with me, he has Iftikhar's number, Sahara's number, Yusuf's number.
Everybody's.
He's got everybody's number, so.
Yeah.
He usually calls Suki first anyway, so.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, the house we rented, it was one that her son-in-law Yusuf, he picked out 3 of them. And then I said, well, I like this one the best. What does everyone else think? And we waited till everyone else agreed to it before getting it, and it was awesome. It was
a beautiful house. It was right on the Guadalupe River. We could walk down very steep stairs with no handrails, but that's okay.
You'd roll down if you wanted. It might hurt more.
Down to a landing that had a fire pit. And you
yeah.
could go up onto they had a patio with a table.
A dock type thing in it.
And then back down some stairs to go down to the river. And my daughter spent a lot of time sitting down there just watching the water. She loves it. And we had a fire.
We had a fire 2 nights, actually.
Well,
Each night we were there.
Sort of fire the first
night.
The
first night, yeah.
We had a smoldery something going on.
So, yeah, her son-in-law is not so good at the fire making, and my husband's a former pyromaniac as a kid, so he's good at setting fire to things. Intentionally.
So, on the second night, we had a very big fire, but
and it went on for hours, too.
Like Annie said, we left Friday. We all left separately. I met up with my kids in Waco at Heritage Homestead and showed them around there. I'd been there a couple of times. This was my 3rd time going. Yusuf loves woodworking. They have a woodworking shop. Sukaina loves pottery. They have a pottery place there. They have a fiber arts section. They have a basket weaving place, which I had never gone into because it's over in the homestead, and I'd actually never been over in the homestead, the model homestead that they have set up there. So I went there this time and saw the baskets, and I'm going back for a basket weaving class, I decided.
Basket weaving's fun. I took a class at White Rock Weaving Center here in Dallas like years ago. I want to say like 9 years ago now.
I'm sorry. Her website pisses me off, and she will never see this, so I don't really care, and I will talk shit about her. Because I like her. Don't get me...
No chill. No chill. No chill.
I like her. Don't get me wrong. I think she's a very nice lady who runs this place. She just sucks at...
some of the business aspect of it, honestly. Because she has... I signed up with her to take a weaving class years and years ago because with most of my crafts I'm self-taught on, but weaving is one of those you really want some more instruction when it comes to 4-shaft, 8-shaft weaving, because it's not the simple even weave, and it's just more in depth. It's not your Cricut. Yeah, it's not Cricut. It's more in depth, and so I wanted some guidance on that. Well, she has a waiting list.
You call, you get put on the waiting list.
And who knows when she's going to call you back, because she'll offer classes during the week and on the weekends. At the time, this was like 13 years ago, I went on the list for like a daytime class because I was working weekends at that point. Well, during that time is when somebody told me about Leaf at Apple Leaf Farm up north.
We love her.
And so I just went and took a weaving class from her. She's willing to work with my schedule. And I actually got to take home like a 4-shaft Ashford table loom. And I worked on that, and so I've learned a lot of the basics of weaving. And that was years ago, and it was awesome. And then, so I finally, when the lady from White Rock called me back, I asked her to take me off the list, because I'm like, I've already taken a class. I don't need another class right now. Well, I think earlier last year, I'm like, I really want to see if I can work on a floor loom. Because with Leaf, I learned table loom, and some of the stuff translates over, but tying up the treadles and everything on a floor loom,
it's time consuming, and you need somebody to guide you through it the first maybe couple of times.
Yeah, so I wanted somebody to guide me through it, because I'm like, the weaving, the take ups, maybe a refresher on weaving drafts and stuff. That's mainly what I was looking for. So I gave White Rock Weaving Center a call again. And I said, hey, I want to see if I got on the list because I was thinking, okay, it might be a few months. No, she was calling people who got on the list in 2015. And this was 2017 when I called. And
yeah, I'd rather drive down to Waco, spend the time, go down there, and do it. And honestly, I think their floor loom weaving class, Annie, you could get in down there because
it's a bit of a drive, but you know what? It's fun.
It's because we could just stop at Slovacheck's
and go to Fuego in Waco, which is 24-hour tacos.
So we could just really enjoy our weekend.
We could totally enjoy our weekend. I don't know how we get home. We might have to get a hotel room.
Well, if we did like a weekend class, we could do that.
Yeah.
Go down.
Get a hotel room, get tacos, get kolaches, and take our class.
So it might be worth looking into that because it might be like a 3-day class or a 2-day class or whatever.
I'll look into that.
Because she only does it from like at White Rock. It's like an hour class, and she spreads it out over
6 weeks or something.
6 weeks, and at Heritage Homestead you would go and you would check in. Then you would get there. You would have one whole day, like they include lunch and stuff.
Nice.
Because when I was there, they were doing a spinning class, and they're like, "Oh, they're going to bring lunch up in a minute." I'm like,
"Nice, that's pretty cool."
Lunch is included. So, whole day with lunch, and then 2 days, so you get everything you need to know. I'm assuming from warping to weaving to finished projects. So you're probably not doing a big long project, probably doing like
sampler
a tablecloth or something, not a tablecloth, but placemat or something, or dish towel or whatever.
But my philosophy with all crafts is you need to make it accessible to as many people as possible. Not everybody can afford super high prices on begin to learn kits. You don't go to the craft store and spend $100 on your first project. You spend a couple bucks getting some cheap cotton yarn. Maybe the fanciest, you get the bamboo needles, because I don't like the metal needles. But you can get
clover needles
at
Joann's with a coupon.
You can get them for $4 maybe,
And you're good to go. A skein of peaches and cream cotton.
Couple bucks,
and you're good to go. If you got a 20% off total purchase, bang.
Yeah, and my thing is, you want things to be accessible as many people as possible.
No need to go buy a $12 Knit Picks needle.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, if people complain that, some of these crafts are dying, well, what are the reasons why they're dying? Are people just not interested in them, or have they become somewhat elitist? And some of the stuff, I feel, has maybe become a little elitist.
Quilting has definitely become elitist.
Yes.
Quilting is one of those that it's hard to get into because of the price point for it. I mean, yes, you can do it cheap and on a budget, but I mean, Priscilla and Chelsea have been knocking out quilts pretty reasonably. They've not invested in anything like super fancy, but quilting, I believe, quilting is one of those things that have become elitist. Knitting is going that way,
and I don't like that personally. Now, I have some very expensive yarn at home. I absolutely do.
Oh, over there in those bins.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I'm saying it's bad to spend a lot of money on something, but when you're first getting into it, especially since when I first got into knitting, I was a broke-ass college student.
What did Steph learn to spin? What did Steph learn to spin with?
Polyfill.
Polyfill and a boat anchor.
It was horrible. And a spindle he made himself. So, my philosophy is just make things accessible to people, and then, especially when people are young, like if you're in college or something, show them that, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do some of these crafts. Like, get them into it, and then as they progress in life, and as ideally maybe they get into a better situation, making more money, then they can start to buy some of the higher end things, but know that those aren't absolutely necessary.
I could teach somebody to weave on a Q-snap. They were cross-stitchers.
Yeah.
If they were cross-stitchers, I could teach you to weave, like a basic pot holder. Or
you can use cardboard.
If you're a cross-stitcher and you got a Q-snap, I can teach your ass to
warp it and do some basic weaving.
A mug rug.
Yeah.
Like that.
Exactly.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You don't need anything fancy to it. And if you didn't, a piece of freaking cardboard, cut notches in it, and I can teach you to weave.
Yeah.
It's not a big... you don't have to invest a lot of money in it. And I taught my daughter and her friend how to embroider on Wednesday evening. We had dinner, chit-chatted, ate, taught them to embroider. I was there at 7. I was out of there by 9:30.
And they already had several stitches on the cloth, you know, for embroidery.
They learned back stitch, stem stitch, French knots, and how to make a lazy daisy.
I mean, heck, maybe we could show something, do a little demo or something on a future Flosstube, because we have a lot of crafts we do.
Yeah, if you want to know something, how to do something, and you haven't, met someone that who knows, drop us a note down at the bottom and say, hey, I'd like to learn
this and
this.
Then chances are one of us has done it before, and we can go through it. But
it's not.
Yeah. Make things accessible for people, and I can almost guarantee you these things are not gonna die off. You know, these aren't. It's not just for super wealthy housewives. Sorry for any super wealthy housewives out there. I'm glad you're super wealthy. A lot of us aren't, and they deserve the craft too.
We need to know. You just need to know that it can be done cheaper. Mm-hmm. And because what if you don't like it? Then you've invested a lot of money. You've invested a lot of money in some yarn that you necessarily didn't need. Mm-hmm. Needles that you're probably never going to use again.
Yeah.
And why? Why do that? Why, if you start with a cheap kit from Joann's or Hobby Lobby to learn to cross stitch. There's no point in going and buying, linen or Lugana when you first start out. You need to know if you're going to even like this.
Yeah.
Because, there's been many things that I've started was like, nope, don't like that. So
I'm stopping right there.
So I'm going to quit. I don't like it. I'm not going to do it. And therefore, and I didn't spend a lot of money. Like Tamari. Tamari's one of those things that I
Tamari?
Yeah.
The balls?
The Japanese balls.
I'll try it.
They're cute. They're cute. I'm not going to say they're not cute. I just don't like doing it. Mm-hmm. So I let that go. And I learned it on the cheap.
Yep. Friend
that worked at Joann's knew how to do it. She was like, you want to have a little class? I said, sure. Went there and needle felting, another thing. It's okay. I just don't have the talent to.
It's a lot of sculpting. It's sculpting with wool, and you have to like sculpting in the first place, probably. Yeah. But yeah, she taught me EPP in like maybe an hour. As in just throw some stuff at me and see, give me the basics and I can figure stuff out from there. But,
well, I was just sitting there doing whatever I was doing.
Yeah. If I had a question, I just ask real quick and then get back to it. So.
I learned tatting. I took a class. Mary Jo, rest in peace, Mary Jo. $5 for a class.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's all she charged us was like $5 for a class. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Me and Sakina, we went and took a class on
Nice.
tatting, and that's how I learned it. And
then you're good to go.
then I was good to go.
Yeah.
Because tatting was one of those things. I watched videos. I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I am not. No. So found somebody who knew Mary, Crazy Mary.
Crazy Mary.
Told me Mary Jo teaches it, and I was like, okay, well then.
I'll try with her.
I'll try with her, and she taught shuttle tatting, and needle tatting is just weird.
Yeah, I'll try it. That could be one of the crafts I try and learn this year, needle tatting.
I know the basics. I can show you.
Or crotat.
Crochet's even weirder.
Crotat. I can do it. I can figure out anything.
Okay, well now we're just totally rambling.
We are rambling.
So
have you read any more on Dracula?
No, I'm still, Nina's in Hungary. I haven't picked it up.
Okay.
You've met Van Helsing.
I've met Van Helsing. He's crazy. I like him. I like at one point he's writing his response to Dr. Seward, and he's like, Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, MD, PhD, PLit, etc., etc. Like he has so many qualifications, it's not worth writing the rest of the alphabet for.
Damn.
Like basically proving that this guy is a badass. So
Van Helsing is a badass.
Mm-hmm. So it's getting weirder.
Is it getting weirder?
It's getting weirder. Okay. Especially with what's going on with Lucy right now.
Ooh, haven't. Lucy's the one that was hanging out the window, right? Talking to the bat?
Yes. Okay. And who we think Dracula's probably feeding off of.
Well, I know. Hello.
the descriptions.
Mina didn't stick a pin through her neck.
Yeah.
I think she might have, noticed that.
Well, okay, so it hasn't been explicitly stated yet.
But
so.
Mina, come on. Mina seriously thinking she poked the pin through her neck?
Well, okay, so
sides?
my thing is we're reading this like over 100 years after it was written. If you could imagine first reading this novel and not really having like the vampire Dracula lore that we have nowadays, I could see where it would be really trippy. And that wouldn't be the conclusion you jump to.
Well, see, I don't... Okay, the weirdest thing that Okay, Jonathan's just stupid.
He dumb as hell. Bro!
You see somebody crawling down a wall.
Going down a wall like a cockroach. And you
like
just
a bug.
Like a bug. Like a water bug.
And then some woman tries to bite your neck. And you hear Dracula saying, he'll be yours in a little while. Something's wrong. Bro. You gotta get the hell out of Dodge. I'm just saying.
Well, he did. He got the hell out of Dodge. But yeah, it's the novel's getting weirder now. And I can see where people would think it's creepy. And I'm thinking, especially like 100 years ago, you're reading this.
Well, that part
no idea
where
what's
Dracula
really
actually gets to London is really creepy. The whole time.
With the boat?
The boat.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
The sea captain.
The poor captain.
The poor captain.
I felt sorry for him. But he was one of those, I have to go down with the ship. So he basically tied himself to the wheel with a rosary. Because he's like, even if I die, I don't want to be condemned. And I guess he thought the rosary would help him with that. Keep Dracula. If something's going to kill him, he'd rather it be like the ocean than Dracula.
So what killed him?
I think
Dracula killed him? He had the rosary.
He had the rosary, so Dracula couldn't get near him.
He died of fright?
He died of fright and basically bad weather, the storm.
Well, if he tied himself to the wheel, I can imagine he got pretty battered if he passed out or fell asleep.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened because he couldn't carry on. But Dracula did not get to him. And that was his first mate, and it too threw himself off the side.
Jonathan, they gave you either a rosary or a freaking crucifix, and you took it off. And okay, even before he saw Dracula scale the wall, in his shaving mirror, he saw he didn't have a fucking reflection. I'm sorry, I just said that word again.
But that's legit. Like, at what point do you start thinking, bro?
Does the back of your mind go, what the hell is going on here? This man has no reflection. Come on.
Yeah.
So,
but again, if you're reading this like 100 years ago, and you didn't have, like, we know now.
But Dracula's lore has been around forever, and well, I guess only really in like Hungary and.
But my thing is, it's been Bram Stoker was the one who really brought it to the forefront with his novel. Before then, it was just kind of like
lore.
Yeah, it was
kind
lore.
Like the Chupacabra.
Kind of like based on Vlad the Impaler and stuff like that. It wasn't as codified as it was in Bram Stoker's Dracula. So, but yeah, it's getting good now. So hopefully, I'll be able to read a bit more.
I gotta get catched up.
Yeah, you gotta get catched up on Mina and.
Okay, I will turn on my Audible and I will go to town with
Mina. So apparently, I found out Mina is short for Wilhelmina.
Yes.
I didn't know that was her full name ever until I started reading the book. So
I like that name,
Wilhelmina. It's a very old school name.
It is
like Loretta, or my grandma's name was Lorraine, and her best friend was Clara.
I watched Coal Miner's Daughter last night.
Loretta Lynn.
Hey, I enjoyed that movie.
And if you enjoyed it, that's all that matters. I don't know much about it, honestly.
So, are you reading anything else?
Right, other than school books, which I don't want to think about too much. No, I'm trying to get through Dracula, and I'm going to work more on my full moon tea, because I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit. So.
Well, my plan is to finish February before March comes out.
That's a good plan.
Because it's only a couple more days.
Yeah.
Until March comes out. And maybe put some stitches in my full moon tea.
Mm-hmm.
And work some more on my welcome.
Welcome.
And maybe start my birthday thing.
The coffee one, right?
Yeah,
yes, you have to start that.
That I had planned on starting and haven't. It's ready to go. Well, like I said, just the very first floss I need. This one I don't have.
Yeah.
I got it all out. Was like, ooh, let's
wait.
Well, what the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway, so there we are.
Yep. So that's it for now. Hanan will get the winners for our giveaways. She'll get their stuff in the mail.
Yes, I will get that in the mail this week. When we paused, Iftikhar brought my envelopes, and I sent him back out. Hopefully he's getting stamps, even though he told me the post office area is open 24 hours, so whatever.
Well, this is 24 hours, so he can go get it.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
So hopefully he will bring me stamps when he comes back, and I'll get those stamped and dropped in the mail this afternoon sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
So yay. So there you have it.
So you should be getting them this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
we should probably say thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing.
And please subscribe and follow us at stitchin.misfits on Instagram. You can follow Hanan at Hanan68.
Uh-huh.
And I'm Hayate Lelouch.
It's all going to be at the end.
Yes.
Please follow us on subscribe and follow. Thanks for watching.
All that good stuff. And also shout outs we want to do real quick. I'm agreeing with Sherry Stitching with a Dachshund in that we need to shout out some of the lesser known Flosstubers because we ourselves are lesser known.
The Silent Stitcher.
Yes, Silent Stitcher.
I watched one of her videos.
Mm-hmm.
I did not turn on the subtitles because I do know some
sign language.
Some sign language, so I'm trying to up my skills a little bit by watching, listening,
instead of reading.
Listening.
Saho Dream Stitch is another one.
Is she the other
She's
Korean?
in Japan.
Oh, she's in Japan.
She's in Japan, so she's doing some fun stuff too.
Hardanger, you said. I haven't watched her yet.
Yeah, she does some beautiful Hardanger, and I asked her if she actually did some Sashiko and Kogen. She's done those as well, which are like Japanese crafts. And there was another
Kogen looks fun. I did look it up after you mentioned it. I was like,
that might be the next thing I try to learn this year. So
that looks
we'll
fun.
see.
We can do that together.
Kogen, yeah. And I think so. Saho
Who
Dream
else
Stitch.
have I watched recently? New. I haven't really watched anybody new. It's kind of stuck with my.
But so Silent Stitcher and Saho Dream Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And of course our usual shout outs to Craft in Korea and Stitching with a Dachshund. We love you guys.
Love
So.
you. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. And we'll be seeing Sherry in a few weeks.
Yes, on St. Patrick's Day, we're going down.
Better wear green.
I will wear green so she doesn't pinch me. Because she will, because she's mean like that.
I am mean.
And, so yeah.
And next weekend, if we go to the Dallas Quilt Show beforehand, we will have some more haul to show you. So
yeah, we've got to finish getting the fabrics for the his and hers quilts we want to do.
Katrina and Pepe.
And then I need to look through all my Halloween stuff and decide what I want to stitch for those
panels. All right. Well, I think that's it.
Yep.
All right. See y'all later.
See you next time.
Bye.